Digital gold is smarter, faster, stronger than gold.
All your models are destroyed, completely devastated. Bitcoin goes to the moon.
If you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
Right.
There is no second best.
If you grew up on Air Force bases watching airplanes fly all over you, if you're a science fiction fan, then you can't help but fantasize about being an astronaut, fighter pilot, spaceship designer.
Like a lot of young kids with an active imagination and taste for adventure, Michael Saylor had his sights set for the sky and beyond. His childhood was spent living at Air Force bases around the world, and he decided to pursue his passions by enrolling at MIT on an ROTC scholarship, graduating with honors with a double major in aeronautics and astronautics and science, technology, and society. Spoiler alert, underachievement is not a part of his story. After graduating from the top technical school in the world, Saylor was ready for active service in the Air Force, or so he thought.
They diagnosed me with a benign heart murmur. 10 years later, they undiagnosed it, but at the time they made a misdiagnosis. That disqualified me from flying aircraft in the Air Force, so I was a little bit distraught. That kind of drove my career in an odd, unexpected direction.
Saylor took a job with DuPont, building computer models with plans to pursue a PhD, but he soon realized they needed him more than he needed them. He explains his all-or-nothing attitude on an early appearance with Charlie Rose from the year 2000 about the origins of his data analytics company, MicroStrategy.
So I went to DuPont. I said, I quit. I'm starting a company. I will build your global multi-user network war game if you want me to. As a contractor, please give me money. I looked at them and I said, you have to give me the $100,000 because I have no money. So like holding your breath until they give in. And they looked at that and they had to agree I did have no money. And so they gave me the $100,000.
With his contract in place and a little seed funding, he grew the business on his vision of helping enterprises deliver intelligence everywhere, eventually taking MicroStrategy public, riding the dot-com wave, and eventually being named by news outlets as the richest man in Washington, D.C. Things changed dramatically in March 2000 at the height of the dot-com bubble, when the company's stock crashed 62% in one day, the dust not settling until the share price was 98% down from its all-time high. Michael Saylor understands volatility and business cycles. The dot-com bust claimed casualties left and right at the time, but MicroStrategy kept plugging away and survived. 10 years later, Saylor checked back in with Charlie Rose about his ordeal and the book he wrote in the interim called The Mobile Wave: How Mobile Intelligence Will Change Everything.
I think it just caused us to refocus on our basic principles, and we went back to our core business, which is how do we create a piece of software that provides value to a corporation, and we wanted to find companies that really could use that.
Tell me about the changes you see coming.
Well, in the fourth wave of computing, the internet wave, about 5% of the economy was automated.
Right.
In the fifth wave, we'll see 50% of the economy dematerialize. Things like a video camera, a tape recorder, a magazine.
And he would later help teach us that money and property will experience this digital phenomenon too.
Bitcoin is the dematerialization of property. We're sucking the value out of gold and real estate and other property assets and collectibles and art. We're putting them on a blockchain, we're giving it to the people.
Saylor is known for making compelling metaphors to help the general public understand the unique properties of Bitcoin. He's compared Bitcoin to digital energy, its invention to the importance of discovering fire or electricity, and he often points out the destructive nature of inflation. In this interview with Tucker Carlson, he compared Bitcoin to an oxygen mask.
The currency is to the economy what your blood is to your body, and economic energy or money is to the currency what oxygen is to your blood. So Tucker, if I told you the oxygen is getting sucked out of the room and there's an oxygen mask drops out of the ceiling over there, what would you do?
Run for it.
Yeah, put the oxygen mask on. Bitcoin is the oxygen mask.
Right? You've made the most compelling case I've ever heard for the need for something like Bitcoin.
Michael Saylor might be a billionaire with laser eyes, but he knows Bitcoin is for the billions of people around the world. And what makes Saylor even more relatable to us ordinary plebs is his willingness to admit that at one time he was wrong about Bitcoin. He's never taken down this tweet from 2013 when he compared Bitcoin to online gambling and predicted its ultimate demise.
I am completely oblivious to any previous opinion I had had.
Once it clicked for Saylor, he became one of Bitcoin's greatest evangelists, certainly the biggest in institutional leadership. His talent for intense, tireless banter on podcasts, news programs, and conferences is without parallel.
Digital gold is smarter, faster, stronger than gold. All your models are destroyed, completely devastated. Bitcoin goes to the moon.
The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
Right.
There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset, it's called Bitcoin, right?
So what's next for Michael Saylor, the man behind the GigaChad and Cyber Hornet Lord memes? He stepped down recently as CEO from MicroStrategy after a 33-year run to serve as executive chairman and focus on oversight of its Bitcoin strategy. He recently received an award from the Atlas Society for his lifetime of achievements.
For the first time in the human race, we have unleashed a freedom virus, a truth virus. We've unleashed a sovereignty virus, which is also a monetary virus.
Educating the public on Bitcoin's potential to establish a more fair and accessible economic system that extends property rights to the world via an incorruptible technology network has become Saylor's personal mission, a mission aimed at spreading free education and infinite hope through scarce freedom money.
The idea of a true monetary network is a transformative idea, a very big idea. And I think that people can get worn down in the traditional system. And a lot of times when they come through that portal and their eyes open and they start to see the world differently, it kind of is inspirational. Certainly, I see the economy differently today. I see the world differently today. I have a different mission. I have a mission today that was not on my shoulders before, but we all need a reason to live, right? And I think this is a pretty good reason to live. I mean, it's the definition of hope.